wrestling fans, and more importantly, 12 gauge professional wrestling fans. Joining me on a special edition of Strong Style is the devil, Ryan Marks. How are you tonight?
I'm here.
And we will get a little bit more into. I know that you saw some of what Walker said last night when he was on the show. I got a lot of fanfare about that, and we got a lot of questions that fans have as well for that. But you have the big casket match this weekend, and we're going to get more in depth with it later at the House of Fears up in Rome for 12 gauge Coosa Valley Fairgrounds. But let's kind of walk it back a little bit. I guess let me rephrase that. Let's step it back a little bit. How did this? How did it escalate so quickly to this? Because really, this all kind of you and Walker were both in a tournament. After a match, you decided to go down and greet him and kind of try to get him a little more warmed up for the finals. And then you guys met in the finals where he was able to pull out the victory and take the title. And I will kind of let you take it over from there.
See, let me go ahead and stop you right there, Jeremy. This goes before that tournament.
Hmm,
I don't know if you recall, but a month prior to that, we were in a fatal four way against each other.
true.
And every time I got nose to nose with him because the monster can appear to be larger than life or whatever he is. That's not the case when it comes to me. I am just as big, just as strong, and just as violent as he is. So when we got nose to nose, there's always some moron like Corey James or Zach Riley getting in the way. So I had to prove my point when it came before that match, before I even had my match. Granted, I didn't have my match yet because I was that
Um,
confident in myself. I knew what I was going to do and who I was going to face. I give Walker all the credit in the world. He's been doing this a while. He's been down these roads, up and down, time and time again. I'm still cutting my teeth in this business, and I will be damned if someone like Walter takes what I have, what I built, especially in my hometown, away from me.
and I also pointed out, I didn't point out to him last night, but I pointed out to other people that that night when you came out to greet him after his match, I think I'll put it loosely that way. Um, Even though you had Lethal Gaines stablemate Chris Gaines with you, he was kind of more of a bystander in that. He really didn't have anything to do with your interaction with Walker, and it that the attack was all you.
So yeah, I think you're getting your times mixed up. When it was me that attacked Walker, it was me. There was no one else.
Maybe so.
When I got out there to Walker, it was me. I wanted to hurt him. I wanted him to know I was there. Like exactly what I did.
And you actually you seemed to target his arm. Was there a particular reason, or was that just happenstance that that's what you went after?
Walker's a powerful guy. If he can't pick me up, his power's gone. If he can't hit as hard, his power's gone. So
I think I think that's a fair point. That's a fair point. A lot of people ask me that, and I said I was going to ask you that. That's kind of where I thought you'd go with it. Um, I don't want to use the word afraid because I don't think you're afraid of anything, especially this situation. But is is there any part of you that may not want to push him to that edge where he flips the switch and kind of instead of being turned up to 11, he kind of turns it up to 13, and we get the monsters party and everything like that? Or is that the Walker you want?
I want every bit of Walker. Good on you for that little pun. Ha ha. I don't care what Walker I get. All I know is October 18th. I put Walker in a casket and I destroy everything that Rocky Shaw has built 12 gauge up to be.
I did have a fan question. I'm going to segue as that ties in. I had a fan question. I'm going to actually shout out her name, Lisa Silvers Davis, who is a big time proponent of um, 12 gauge. She says, "Do you really want the belt, or are you just mad at Rocky?" Of course, she means Rocky Shaw from 12 gauge.
Here's the thing, it ties in together. When Rocky brought me in, he knew from day one that I was going to be a problem. I told him, if you really want me, this is what you're going to get. I want the best of the best and everything else that you can provide. If you can't, I will make your life a living hell. So far, every show I've done that. Didn't matter who he's put in front of me. I wrestled Chris Crump. I beat him in Calhoun not 2 months ago. I pinned him in that ring. 1, 2, 3. Who else is better in the Southeast right now? I don't care what PWI says. Until you get in the ring with the person, you don't understand how good they are. I found out how good Chris Crunk was, but I was better. What Walker gets on the 18th is everything I have and more. Rocky, you're just casualty in it all. You made the call. I answered. You invited the devil in. Now you are going to pay the devil his due.
I warned him about that kind of stuff. Not you in particular, but I said you gotta watch what you ask for because sometimes you're gonna get it. Speaking of which, not that you needed defending on this, but Rocky tried to take exception and say that he didn't sign nor sanction the match that you had on the last show with Lil J, who is just fresh out of training, still a young guy in it. I not really defended, but I said Lil J could have easily not taken that match. He accepted the match. He said, "I want a piece of the Devil Ryan Marks," and he accepted the match. So whether Rocky booked it or somebody else booked it, he knew what he was getting into when he stepped into there, and I think he paid the price for it.
That's exactly what happened. I wasn't even 100%.
Mm-mm. I
I was
can vouch
far.
for that.
I was far from it. What happened to Lil J is just consequences of his own actions. He decided he wanted to step up. I let him step up. He found out real quick exactly what I'm capable of. This family that was sitting front row found out real quick what I was capable of. Throwing him through the chairs was just, I was toying with him. He was a toy just sat in the palm of my hand. I showed mercy on him. I ended that match quickly. When it comes to Walker, there is no mercy.
And we're talking with the Devil Ryan Mark. Also, this is something I was asked by fans as well. Because like you said, there are other places that you wrestle other than 12 gauge, and you are part of, I would say, one of the best factions in the Southeast in lethal games with Lamar Phillips and Chris Gaines that we have also seen at 12 gauge. We see them a lot of other places as well. Talk a little bit about, your relationship with them and just, the kind of things you guys do when you're going places.
Well, I've known Gans since I was a fan, since I started watching. Then Lamar came in, and I thought, God, this guy's an ass. I like it. And then as I started coming in and breaking into the business, Chris Ganser was one of my first matches.
Hmm.
Then you add Lamar Phillips at a year later down the road, slowly became a mentor, one of my best friends. And now look at us. When it comes to West Georgia, we're unstoppable, especially in Premier. We hold the 6-man tag team champions, and we are the Georgia Premier tag team champions. There's not a team there that can beat us. We've said it time and time again. And now it was brought up to my attention, even though I wasn't there, that they put a stipulation in that anytime any of us are in a match, that if we somehow by a miracle lose, then we lose our titles. But I can promise you, it's not happening anytime soon.
Yeah, actually, it was this Ace reporter that brought it to your attention because I knew you weren't at that show, and I told you that commissioner and ring announcer Jason Boyd kind of willy nilly announced that right into Richard Page's face with Chris Gann standing right next to him, and they both kind of looked at each other like, why is this the first time we're hearing that in front of everybody here? So that's just Premier trying to find some way to underhand you guys because you can't be stopped. You've ran through the Wonder Boys, you've ran through Ace Haven, Frankie Valentine, anybody they've put in front of you guys just mow them down like weeds in the yard. So now they're having to come up with these, by hook or by crook ways to get the belts off of you. That just speaks testament to how good you really are.
Exactly. You can't. You expect us to sit there and just lay down and take this, Jason? That's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is we were going to come in and week out. We're going to beat whoever you put in front of us, and every single night, even with a look of disgust, I will hold that title in your face and laugh because I'll be damned. Lamar will be damned. Chris will be damned if those titles ever come from us.
Exactly. And I know it is a relatively new partnership you guys have with Richard Page, who not only has a faction over on this side of the state, he has another whole stable of people on the other side as well. How did that come about? And two, what does it mean to have somebody like that looking out for the legalities of you guys?
But I will say, Richard had our back, especially the match against Simon Sermon was what was that kid's name? I can't even think of him right now. Yeah.
Xander Warwick was in that,
Oh yeah, Xander's
and
strong.
was Justin McKenzie in that?
Justin McKenzie. That's who it was. I've had a couple of runs with Justin. He hasn't got one up on me yet.
Yeah,
But
he's been tearing up some places, but he has not tore up Lethal Game.
no, Eddie won't. I don't care how flashy he is. Root strength and aggression will beat all. We've proved it time and time again. But
Absolutely.
Richard had our back on that match because some way, shape, form, or fashion, there was a pin that involved one of us, but the contract that we all signed had one person left off and Xander's name scratched in. I didn't sign that contract. No. I had a contract signed with Simon Sermon, Justin McKenzie, and Austin Thorne. That's not the match we got that night.
Nope. Which see, that's news to me and news to a lot of people too, because it was supposed to be a mystery partner was what was announced, but you guys would see the official contract to know who you're facing. So there was no Austin Thorne that night. So I mean, out of nowhere, that you can't just throw somebody into a match and it be official.
So Austin decided to stick his nose somewhere it didn't need to be. He found out real quickly not to do it again.
I bet say we actually haven't seen Austin in a good while. I think we need to start checking some milk cartons or something, see if he's okay. So if anybody knows Austin Thorne and they want to reach out and make sure he's okay, there could be a reason he's staying away. But that's his choice. It may be the better choice. But let's see. Let's get some more into some fan questions, and I am purposely leaving one towards the end. Matt Williams, who always right there in the front row, usually not far from where I'm at 12 gauge. He's got a bunch. Have you seen the casket, and are you afraid of what it's going to feel like when the lid is shut?
Matt, you're just another fool playing into these games. That's all it is. That's all you are. That casket's not going to close on me. And no, I haven't seen it yet. But what I do know, what inside that casket is going to be, is Walker's body, and I can't wait to see that.
See, I brought up in the live chat that Rocky Shaw had last night. I said my burning question that I've had for weeks, as you alluded to, you and Walker are not average humans. You are super sized humans. I said, is that casket big enough to hold either one of them? And Walker said he'll make you fit one way or the other, but it's going to have to be a big casket. You guys are very large humans.
Uh, Walker, I agree. Except vice versa, one way or another. I'll put your body in that casket, and I will close that lid, and I will bury you.
Matt has another one. Um, Man, I can already tell what side of this coin he's on. Uh, why are you causing so much chaos in 12 gauge pro wrestling?
I answered it earlier, but I guess I'll uh I'll indulge Matt again. He's probably not listening. He's probably doing off whatever. I don't really care. When it comes to 12 gauge, I was always in the conversation. I knew it. There's nobody that could tell me otherwise. When I got brought in, I told Rocky, either do what I tell you or there's going to be problems. What does he do? He diverts from everything I asked, every demand. So he didn't want to make a deal with the devil right then and there. He's going to pay me my dues.
Absolutely. Another fan question. Other than your own Matt, which bout on the card are you most excited to see?
In all honesty, I'm not worried about another one of them. Point blank, period. I'm not. But if I had to say anything, I kind of want to see Nagicism just toy with Chris Crunk because I know I put over Crunk earlier, but Nagicism is in a whole class of that.
Patsy Naja has actually been on this show before, and this show is familiar with him and a lot of the things and exploits he has done. 12 gauge, you're going to be in a treat or for a treat for a lot of the new faces that you're not going to recognize. You're you're going to go away liking a lot of these guys, but it won't be anything compared to this main event. Uh, Next fan question: if you win the title on the 18th, will you be a fighting champion and put the belt up at every show?
This is between me and Walker. I haven't missed a show. I've been at every single one while this champion sits there and hides behind, oh, I got to be at this show. I've already had this, that, and the other. I don't care. I've done the double shots. I've been at one show, jump to the next. Apparently, Walker can't do that or just refuses to do so. Me, on the other hand, if I have that title, I'll defend it. But God help whoever steps in my way.
Absolutely, it's you got to say a small prayer for whoever your opponent is going to be, even in this match. Um, yeah, because we're going to circle back into your match now with Walker, and he's actually the last of the fan questions. Walker 13 has a couple questions. First question: how many hours of sleep have you gotten in the past week?
5 hours a night, but it's not because of the reason you think, Walker. It's not because you think you're living inside my mind, inside my dreams, and just tormenting me. That's not what's happening at all. Instead, I'm going to sleep and I'm waking up and I'm going in training. Not because I'm worried about what you can do, but because I just want to see how much pain I can bring across your face.
And then his last question: how many times have you woken up from the nightmare of you being locked in a casket forever?
Not a one, Walker. Not a one. But
Not one.
that makes me question with his with what he's asking me. What about you, Walker? What have you thought about? Because it seems like I'm the one living inside your mind.
So you really, I'm not questioning this, but you really think that you have this pretty well handled, pretty well in the bag. Like you're not worried about the crowd is actually behind him now, so that's an extra boost for him to turn it on during one of these matches. And we saw what that did the last time you guys faced. Are you slightly even in the back of your mind thinking that it could slide his favor again?
Couldn't give a damn what those fans think. I'm not I'm not there for them. I'm there for me. I'm there to handle business. The last time I wrestled Walker, it was a business decision. That's all it was. The devil's in the detail, right? I promise you, Walker, I could have gotten up and I could have ruined your world. But instead, why not, like little Jay, use you as a toy, use you as a puppet to get what I wanted? I wanted to end you, Walker, and that's exactly what Rocky Shaw played into. So now, on the 18th, we get this casket match, and I end the monster for good.
Do you think that the casket match was the appropriate way for you guys to kind of, I don't know, that's going to end this feud, but just continue this feud, or do you feel like the having to answer a standing 10 count or something for a last man standing or a falls count anywhere or anything like that, or do you think it had to be the casket match?
It's got to be the casket. And I'll tell you this right now, and this will be the last thing you hear from me until the 18th. Walker, I want you to listen good. You idiotic fans, I want you to listen good. Rocky Shaw, I want you to listen very closely. On the 18th, it's not just a casket match. It's not just for a title. No, no, no. What this is for my career at 12 gauge. Signed, sealed, delivered. If I cannot beat Walker 13 on the 18th, I will walk away from 12 gauge forever. You won't have to worry about seeing me. You won't have to worry about anything else because if I don't beat Walker, consider me dead and gone. That's it. I have nothing left for you. You can talk to these idiots all more you want. I don't care. I am done.
Wow. Not only breaking news there, but yeah. And yeah, producers let me know he left the chat. Wow. Uh, wow, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That's that's chilling. That's news to me. That's news to you. That's news to everybody. I don't think anybody knew that outside of the Devil Ryan Marks, that if he cannot get the job done, if for some reason that lid closes on him on the 18th, this Saturday at the Coosa Valley Fairgrounds up in Rome, Georgia, for 12 gauge House of Fears, then Ryan Marks is done with 12 gauge. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a phone ringing as soon as we post this, and it might be mine, it might be some other people. But uh, man, what else do you say? There's so many great matches on that card. We will be previewing more of them on our regular edition of Strong Style later on this week. But for my guest, the Devil Ryan Marks, I am Jeremy the Impact York. Thanks for tuning in to another strange edition of Strong Style. We will see you guys next time around. Deuces, gooses. Don't be afraid and go watch wrestling.